Let's start it over. No, hello, internet,
I'm gonna
and
put the
welcome
video back
to
on.
Squire Squad. It's another Tuesday. It's Squire Squad. We're here, and we're excited to play. You just watched our video, which tells you what we do on this channel. It's a lot of tabletop role-playing games. We got so many games happening, pretty much every day of the week. Sometimes we even do two on the same day. We just play so dang much. Let's see, our schedule is beneath our faces if you are here on Twitch. Otherwise, you can check out our various social medias. We've got a YouTube if you want to catch up on any of our previous shows. We've got literal years worth of content to go through. And that also includes all the non-tabletop gaming stuff that we have done. Yeah, I was trying to come up with an example. I think the last video game stream that we did was Van and Val doing an Elden Ring co-op randomizer. Stuff like that, lots of Pokemon stuff. And so, the best way to know when we're doing video game streams of that nature is to join our Discord or follow us on Twitter. We also have a Hive as well, so if you're on Hive, you can follow us there. Yeah, that's it for the social media. We do have a merch store where you can get shirts and mugs and stickers and stuff that have some of the silly, stupid things we've said during the shows. So you can check us out there, and all the proceeds from that help the channel pay for art, like the art that you see on the screen for us. Let's see. The schedule this week should be normal, meaning the next time the channel should be live is Thursday for Elegant Creatures, our Monster of the Week game, which is wrapping up soon. We've got just a handful of sessions left for that one before we go into the fourth season in the Elegant Cinematic Universe, which will be, well, no, I'm not gonna announce that. I'll leave that to Sid. Then Friday is a quiet day. Saturday is our double feature. We've got the D&D Strixhaven game in the morning, the Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quintet, now that they have a new party member. And then Saturday afternoons, evenings is the Parslings game, Ward 47. Nothing on Sundays on this channel, but that's because half of us are over on LB's channel, playing in the game over there Sunday nights. Monday is the Dragon Age RPG, and then Tuesdays opposite this is the Stars Without Number game that David runs. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if my audio suddenly went weird or if I just lost hearing in an ear temporarily. So I'll soldier on. But yeah, so that is it for the GGK schedule. So I think now we should go around and introduce ourselves, say who you are, what you do on the internet, and who you are playing tonight. Starting with David.
Yeah, I'm David. Internet-wise, you can find me here on Tuesday nights, where, as was said, opposite Tuesday to this, I run the Stars Without Numbers game. But tonight, I am Kevin, aka Paragon, the
Legacy
playbook. Thank you.
All right, LB.
Hi, I'm LB Hackmap. You can find me at LB Hackmap on the Twitters and the Twitches. I'm gonna be playing Subrina. She is an alien, and she is the outsider playbook from Masks.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. Today I'm going to be playing as Chloe, also known as Hemlock, and she is the Doomed playbook.
And then I'm Alex, OMG at Some Guy on the internets, mostly here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then as previously mentioned on LB's channel Sunday evenings. And for this game, I run the show. I am the game master, so I am playing everyone who is not one of these three. And I checked, I'm 99% sure that like the wire to this earbud has frayed through, so it's broken. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll probably just deal with it tonight. Anyway, let's go over what happened last time because it was our first session back in a while. But we got back into it with nary a missed beat. So previously on Squire Squad, the team went back to Paladin's HQ to report in on what happened at the warehouse, but they didn't mention how Chloe absorbed energy from the others to finish the fight. They started to ask Chloe what that was about in the Kirby craft, and Chloe told them that she'd been having some weird dreams, with the voice criticizing her about her use of powers. She then says that she had heard that same voice during the fight. There's a suggestion that Roz could cast a spell, but Chloe initially rejects the idea, not wanting the others to know what's going on in her head. Kevin made the suggestion to at least check for another personality in there, which they do, and they find that there is some kind of power source in Chloe, but it seemed to be dormant at the time. They all go to Kevin's house to use the lab facilities that he has there for Chloe to run some tests, and she finds out that her cells have some chlorophyll in them, and that the vines that she makes have some human tissue in them as well. She starts running some more tests, this time investigating the illness that she has lived her whole life with. Sabrina has some shape-changing shenanigans and learns that if her hair gets cut in human form, it's actually cutting off a small part of herself, which then dissolves into a formless goo. And this was an answer to the question of whether or not she could be a universal infinite blood donor. Unfortunately, she could not. The team wants to run some more tests on Chloe's power. And while Elena, the house AI, can't just give them a CAT scan or an MRI, she is able to provide raw material to Subrina to use her alien technological prowess to put some devices together. Now she does that, Subrina sends Kevin on an ice cream run, which he uses his super speed to go out of state to get some ice cream. While he's gone, Subrina and Chloe have some girl talk time about who Chloe wants to kiss and whether or not Kevin is on that list. Subrina reveals that she has a whole list of people that she wants to kiss, and apparently thinks that it is normal for people to have lists of people to kiss. But the conversation trends towards more positive talk, as Chloe isn't so sure that she's doomed to die anymore, and so maybe she doesn't need to have this bet to kiss someone before she dies. And Subrina says that if she's going to be sticking around on Earth, that she definitely wants Chloe to be around for that too. Kevin returns with the specialty ice cream, and machines are ready. Kevin has the realization that he has essentially X-ray vision himself, and could look at Chloe, and Subrina wonders if he would ever use these powers for naughty purposes, which, of course, Kevin would not. He has the internet. Chloe gets into the scanner that they made and uses her powers, and learns that her illness has advanced, whereas previously there had just been some kind of growth along her nervous system. There is now some kind of plant-like growth throughout her entire body, integrating into and around bones and organs, but it's apparently in a state of symbiosis. As she reviews the results with Subrina, being careful or trying to keep it private, given that she does not want the others to know about the extent of her illness. Kevin gets fed up with them being shady and goes ahead and uses his X-ray vision on Chloe, seeing the growth throughout the body. Chloe then shows him the scans, and he confirms that that is what he saw. And if something were to happen or change out in the field, they now know that Kevin could perform another visual scan to see if anything changed. The squad is sticking the night for a sleepover at Kevin's house. And there was the suggestion at one point that Roz could put together a spell to allow them to join Chloe in her dreams, which is where the voice apparently comes from. As she prepares for that, Chloe stresses to Subrina to not let the others find out about the illness. And Subrina, of course, agrees. Once everyone is in place for the dream spell, they get ready to sleep, but now it's Kevin's turn for Subrina to interrogate about smooches. Kevin also does not have a list of people that he wants to kiss, but he can think about it and get back to her later. The two of them then also have a mini rave party using their light powers before Roz yells at everyone to go to sleep so the spell can start. Once everyone is asleep, they find themselves together in a grassy void, and they eventually find a big tree. Oleander, the figure that Chloe had previously encountered in her own subconscious, emerges from the tree, and Oleander looks like Chloe's super persona, Hemlock. But this time, though only Chloe would know, Oleander is a little bit bigger than they were previously. They start questioning Oleander and eventually learn in a roundabout way that Chloe was exposed to some kind of spore or some substance as a child, and some quirk of her biology is what allowed Oleander to grow and develop sentience. However, without Oleander's presence, Chloe's illness would have caused her to die a long time ago. Oleander states that they just want to grow and flourish, and that Chloe needs to keep them fed or else. Chloe tells them not to feed on others without permission again, but Oleander just stresses that they need to be kept fed. The others attempt to threaten Oleander, who responds by saying that if they die, Chloe dies with them. But conversely, if Chloe dies, so does Oleander. So it's in Oleander's best interest to keep her alive as well. Oleander tells Chloe to grow before retreating into the tree, and the dream ends. In the morning, they all discuss what had happened. Chloe was of the opinion that not much has actually changed. The others are worried that they will need to sneak around Chloe if they are trying to plot against Oleander, but Oleander seems to have to go out of their way to learn what Chloe knows. They also suggest going to the Paladins about this, but Chloe is worried that she'll just become a test subject and be locked away in order to keep Oleander in check. She asks for some time to figure things out before they take any drastic steps. The question of breakfast comes up, and Kevin offers to fly to France for some food. However, he realizes that while he might have the sheer power to make it to France, he definitely does not have that level of control over his powers yet. He's been in this body for what, less than a week? Still got some practice to do. By the time he returns home, they all have a message on their Paladin's communication devices requesting that they report to HQ. Paragal would like to speak to them. And so we are picking up Sunday morning, but before we return to the squad, we've got just a brief news report that maybe someone has news on in Kevin's house, or maybe this is just something we see elsewhere in the city. This is Tasha Adams with the Arbor Report. Dexter Dixon, owner of DexCorp, is outraged that a supervillain took over one of his warehouses the previous evening. There was an altercation involving some of the paladins, and the warehouse was destroyed. There were no casualties at the scene, but the employees of the warehouse are unaccounted for and presumed dead. Mr. Dixon is upset at the Paladins for allowing this to happen and not minimizing the damages to his facilities. More on this to come, as it is a developing story. we come back in to Kevin's living room or kitchen, wherever you all are, this Sunday morning. What do you think? Would one of you have had the news on, or are you're teenagers? You don't care about the news?
It's possible Elena might have like realized it pertained to us and put it on for us. Is my guess.
That is fair. So yeah, we'll say that once Kevin arrived back home and you all were together again, Elena would have chimed in with, I believe that this news story is pertinent to your activities the previous evening, and so you get this news alert. You do notice that they do not specify that it was Squires, and they certainly don't name you individually in the news report. But you had reported most of what happened last night to the Paladins, so obviously they know. But this is now something that you might hear chatter about in school the next day. We'll see.
In our backstory, is this the same rich guy we made mad at us? Like,
yes.
and are coming together? Okay.
Yep.
So we already know Dexter Dixon doesn't like us specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have ill will towards him? Do we have any idea that he's the Lex Luthor of the world, or is he just a rich guy? And we can hate him as much as we hate rich guys.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my notes. I'm trying to remember if because what we had determined back then was that some DexCorp robot went haywire, but I don't know if we specified whether this was something you all learned in fiction or if we just knew this on a meta level. But it didn't actually go haywire. It was some kind of virus in the robot. So whether or not that was intentionally put there by DexCorp as a sleeper activation thing, or if someone was tampering with DexCorp, who knows? But for the most part, you all just know that he is, super rich, multi-billionaire. He does a lot of philanthropic work and is a big contributor to the Paladins. But also eat the rich. So.
And in comics, Lex Luthor's like estimated value is like $13 billion or something like that, and he's like super rich. It just cracks me up. Anyways.
And Elon Musk can't even be half as competent as he is. Anyway, so you all have this summons to HQ, but you have a little bit of time. I don't think there is a specific time they want you there, just at your earliest convenience. And they assume that given that you all know who Paragal is and how big a deal she is, that you are probably going to be, hopping to it. But opportunity to roleplay, or we can just go straight to HQ this morning.
I think I would want to talk to people before we go over.
All right.
I'm just gonna. So, I do want to apologize about threatening. What was the weirdo plant guy's name in the dreams?
Oleander, like the poisonous plant.
I was asking in character.
Oh, sorry.
It's no worries.
I'm not dumb. My character's dumb.
Incredible.
As I say Monday nights quite often when Gwen doesn't know things.
I think Chloe responds, Oleander, but like a little too fast.
Yeah, I apologize. I escalated that situation. I shouldn't have. It's I don't take well to being threatened, and yeah, I just sorry if it came across like I was willing to just kill you in order to stop Oleander if that needed to happen. But yeah.
We're heroes. Like, it's kind of what we do. I mean, the whole, like, risking our lives in order to protect other people kind of thing.
Still, I feel like that situation called for someone to de-escalate the situation, and I was just back at him with more threats, so probably not good to do.
I guess. I don't know. The whole thing's just weird. It's hard because we're pretty much used to just punching whatever bad guys come along, and this one's in here, so punching isn't gonna work.
Mm.
What I'm saying is I don't blame you. I am also struggling trying to figure out what to do about this whole thing.
Okay.
We'll figure it out, so don't worry about it.
All right. Do we want to go meet Paragal?
Yeah. You don't
Yes.
think she knows about this whole thing that just happened, right?
Like the dream thing or the warehouse thing?
No, there'd be no way for her to know. I mean, the warehouse.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's important.
Okay.
Also, just the thought did occur to me. We're not going to be able to keep the fact that you have a bunch of plants growing all inside of you a secret from her, as she has as much X-ray vision as I do.
Well, that's my power. So
Okay. All right. There. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not trying to hide that.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Let's go meet your maternal figure. Whatever.
I don't. No, I think that's a bit early to say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that Paragirl is just about as maternal as Danae is for me.
I mean, it's like a biological aunt or something, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know her. It's interesting.
Brief
Sure.
aside, for the folks at home who don't remember, Sabrina's in-fiction parents are Danae and Tyler.
Yeah,
Which I made before Danae and Tyler joined the show, okay?
Yeah, I had to take a moment to be like, oh yeah.
It's easy for me to remember. Okay, Sunday nights, I made one of the NPCs named Becky,
And we're all so suspicious of her. She is either the villain or the dangling red herring.
The person who died's name was Sinister. Their last name was Sinister. Why did I make it that way? I don't know, dude. It might be important, it might not be. Don't worry about it.
You can't be any worse at naming stuff than George Lucas. That's something I always take comfort in.
Mm-hmm.
He's the worst at naming things on the entire planet.
That's I would argue though, because Jordan with a PH named one of the creatures in his game Router because he looked around the room and saw a router.
Oh my god.
It's fine.
I'm really tempted to play the name 5 Star Wars characters right now game. But we're in the middle of a different one. So
Yeah. I know the only point I'll bring up with that is look up what the cantina music genre is actually called.
Yeah, it's gross as hell.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, we are in a game. So figuring out what Paragal is to Kevin, unclear at this point, but maybe once you all head into HQ, you will you'll learn that. Roz is tagging along, of course. But yeah. Anything else before you all head in?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the weirdo that lives in Subrina's ship?
Gareth?
Gareth. Okay. He's got to stay behind, right? We don't want
Yeah.
Paragal to know that.
I mean, he doesn't ever go into the HQ. Like,
No.
he
He's
stays
just
in the
afraid.
Kirby
Also,
craft in
didn't
the
I have to
garage.
kick him out of the Kirby craft? Did I not kick him out?
I don't remember you kicking him out.
Okay. I thought that was-
I was that right around the time he mysteriously had a phone call in French. I forgot about that until just now.
He had just stepped out for to
Okay.
go get some
Mhm.
snacks or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah.
We love Gareth. Gareth has done nothing wrong yet.
And he
Nope.
never will.
I would
So
hate
none
to
of you
break
know
his
about
legs.
that phone call.
All right. So do we head over as a group? Just get over there.
Yeah. As a team or not at all?
All right. So taking the Kirby craft then. Is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's probably parked in your backyard. So yeah, it's easy enough to get in. You know, aerial traffic is pretty subdued for a Sunday morning. You know, not too many supers flying around or anything. Yeah, you get into HQ. Do you all change into your costumes, or are you going in your civvies?
In costume, I would say.
Yeah, it feels like this is a uniform situation.
Okay, costume.
All
I was
right.
hoping we go the other way, but it's fine.
I mean,
Do
you
you
could
wanna
make
go
an
the other way?
individual choice.
No,
Is this something you
I
wanna-
wouldn't say anything. I would have seen what other people were doing and just followed. But
Oh. Okay.
All right. Okay.
If Chloe's going to Paladin HQ, she's usually going as Hemlock.
Yeah. Yeah. You have that whole secret identity thing you like to keep, huh?
You guys are such weirdos about this stuff.
I wanna be cool, Corvid. I was like, God, fuck, what's my name?
Who am I?
Who am I?
I have a
Sabrina's
secret
not cool,
identity,
Corvid's cool.
but I don't know how. It continues to never make sense. In
Right.
the spirit of Superman.
Well, haven't we said that for Paragon, it's like your eyes are just like emitting this glow that obscures your
Yeah.
face?
Yeah.
Now,
And
does
then
that
got
same
Previously with Chrysalis, I guess it was the psychicness doing it, but
that
still.
and like you transformed a little to go into battle mode and stuff?
Mhm.
Now, I guess the question is, does Paragal also have the face glowy thing?
Oh, I don't know if she would or not. I mean, she can do it, but whether or not she chooses to.
Yeah, might be a question of control. Okay, good to know. All right, so you arrive at HQ. You check in, and one of the staff tells you which which briefing room to go to, and you're told that Paragal and Athenas are there waiting for you.
Oh boy. We've met Athenas, right?
Yep. Yeah, she's the head of the local chapter.
Mhm.
Again, reminder for the folks at home, she's got the battle acumen of Athena and the dexterous skills of Artemis. So you head into the briefing room, you knock, and you hear Athenas tell you to enter.
All right. Head in.
That music might be too off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you enter. Sorry, I'm adjusting my audio because again, compensating for only having one working earbud. You go on in and you see that Athenas and Paragal are sitting at one end of the long conference table. Athenas at the head of the table, Paragal sitting such that she would have seen you all enter. And it seems like there are some documents spread out on the table before them. And, maybe they were in conversation previously, but it is stopped with your arrival. So you all see Paragal, who to your eyes looks, like a human. Got the whatchamacallit. Looks somewhat like a female version of Kevin does now. Very similar features, same coloring of the dark brown hair, looks apparently Caucasian, but as she looks at all of you, her gaze kind of takes you all in, and as it lands on Kevin in his Paragon guise, you see that the mug that she had in her hands of coffee just as she grips it really hard. And there's now coffee spilling out on the table into her lap. She doesn't seem to care. I think this takes note of that. But
are we in trouble?
No. That's Athenas. You're not in trouble. This is a meeting that Paragal requested, given your debut yesterday afternoon with the bank heist.
Right, that was definitely yesterday. Hi.
Athenas kind of looks at Paragal, who is still just staring daggers at Kevin.
Does she look mad?
I think I'm just like deer in headlights. I'm not moving. I'm
Yeah,
just like, oh god.
I mean, she's not using laser eyes or anything, but jaw is clenched, and she just broke a ceramic mug with her fist.
Hemlock looks back and forth between the two of them, and then finally breaks the silence by saying, "You need another coffee there, or?"
She at that finally kind of comes back to herself, looks down at the mess she's made, sighs. No, that's all right. I think I've had enough stimulants for the day. And she kind of looks at the documents before her. Some of them now have coffee on them. One moment, and then super fast, like she super speeds past you all out of the room and comes back like moments later with some paper towels. It starts cleaning up her own mess. As she's doing that, apparently not super thrilled to start the conversation, Athenas kind of motions you all in, gestures seats. We do have coffee, and you do see there is a little conference coffee thing, like a portable coffee thing that they have in the room. Thank you all for coming in on a Sunday. I know you all aren't scheduled for patrol, especially after last night. I mean, gosh, yesterday was very busy for you all, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, Paragal here, as I said, requested this conversation. And believe it or not, it's not just because of Paragon's debut here. Or I forget, are you going by Paragon with the Paladins? Okay, yeah, just making sure. Um, at that, you see that Paragal has finished cleaning up. Is like she's actually used her heat vision to like dry out the stained documents, and so is like gotten those so that they are not quite a ruin. Yes, yes, I am here as part of some of my international duties. Kind of looks over you all, gaze catches on Kevin again for a moment, then shifts to Corvid. I come bearing tidings from CERN.
Oh? Okay. Huh?
Yes, sorry. And it's kind of realizing like how deer in the headlights you all are. Approaches around the coffee table and extends a hand. Paragal, nice to meet you all.
Corvid, I guess, did they tell you about me?
Yes, I am aware of your situation with CERN.
So, I guess subject number 378214 or Subrina.
Believe me, I know about being thought of as an alien. You can go by with whatever name you want with us, with me.
Okay, cool.
And then continues down the line, shakes Roz's hand, who is very much, you imagine she's glad to have her mask on because she is like vibrating with barely contained fangirlingness. Hemlock shakes your hand.
There's like the sound of slithering vines as she does so.
And then looks at you, Kevin. Opens her mouth, closes it, gives you a nod, and then refocuses back on Subrina. Well, as I said, CERN reached out to me because they have been getting some anomalous energy readings lately. And after some research, they determined that these readings match the similar energy to when you appeared.
Uh-oh. I mean, good or bad? Is that bad?
Well, that is yet to be determined. Now,
okay.
The energy levels have not reached what they were when you appeared, but they have been gradually increasing and appearing more frequently.
It's not me. I'm not doing anything, I promise.
I forget, have you told paladins that you are in contact with your home?
No, but the government knows.
Right. Okay. And so,
I assumed, Subrina assumed that they all talked. Or it was a different thing, like...
Yeah.
The paladins don't need to know if the government knows.
Yeah. But so, she says, like, we know that you have been, you have established contact with your home planet, which I don't blame you for doing that personally, but as Paragal, I do need to be, prepared to handle potential intergalactic threats.
Oh. Okay. Guess that makes sense.
Now, despite my position as one of Earth's defenders, I have gone to bat for you in terms of advocating for helping establish contact.
Oh. Good. Thank you.
As you may or may not know, my home planet is gone. And if I have the opportunity that you apparently do to reconnect with your home planet, I would jump at the chance.
Thanks. I don't. I guess I left when I was really little, so I don't really know how they are on the whole um alien hostile takeover stuff. But from what I remember, it wasn't like that. So that's, at least my parents not like that.
Well, that is good to know. Um, Unfortunately, by conventional methods and even my own abilities, getting to your planet and back would take a while. So
Mhm.
I've not been able to go out and check myself.
Mm-hmm.
But um, the short version of this is that CERN is working on helping stabilize whatever energy they are reading, and so may be able to help open a wormhole so that
Yeah.
you could go home, or potentially someone could come here.
Cool. Yeah. Should I go there? Do they need my help?
No, not yet, at least. They figure it'll take at least a month before they're ready for you to visit.
Okay. Is do you know is Jessie still there? She was the one who brought me here.
Jesse.
There's probably a lot of people that work there. She was my main contact, but before I got transferred here.
I'm sorry, I don't know specifically, but I can ask next time I'm there.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, so that is some exciting news, and you see she kind of tries to put on a smile. And you
Subrina was not prepared for this, so she's like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Yep. I get that this is a lot to take in, and probably not what you were expecting when you heard that I wished to speak with your group.
No, but it's cool. I know being an alien. I mean, up until recently, I didn't even know where my home planet was or what it was called here. So it's kind of cool, to get the news from you, sort of thing.
Well, I'm glad to be able to deliver it.
Cool.
That said, you are not the only one that I am here to speak with.
Yeah.
And then she turns to Roz next. Fragment, I understand that, well, there's been encounters with Susurrus lately, and Roz has gone a little bit during the headlights at being directly addressed, and just kind of nods a little bit. I have been working with Super Sherry to try and figure out what Susurrus is up to. We know that she recently attacked a local museum, and though we sent some knights, or rather, your organization sent some knights, they thwarted her from stealing one of the new artifacts that was being put on display. A review of the museum's archives revealed that something else went missing in her attack. And so we were hoping that we could get your expertise into Susurrus. And every time that Paragal has said Susurrus, you see that there's like a moment where she's almost going to say like your mom or things like that. But Roz kind of takes that in, and oh no, if she's gotten what did they have at the museum? It was like trying to think of what her mom could have wanted, but then is like, yes, whatever you need, I'm happy to help. And Paragal says, glad to hear it. We may be asking you to join us for some time to figure this out and put a stop to it. You'll have a few days to figure out if you wish to come with us, and we'll obviously help smooth things over with school if needed. But let us know when you make that decision, please. And Roz kind of nods, and you again. She's got the mask on, but you get the sense that she is deep in thought about this. Then Paragal turns towards Kevin, and you see that again. She gets stiff. Her mouth open and closes a couple of times. How dare you?
Okay.
We will have to talk later, because I don't know that I can keep myself composed if we were to have a conversation right now.
You know that this is Kevin, right?
Yes, I am aware that this is not actually my cousin.
Right. And you know that Kevin had no part in doing this to himself.
That's what I still need to learn.
Well,
how did this happen?
I can give you what I know, but I know a limited amount, and I'll pull out my stuff and have the files that were made available to me when I was first turned into Chrysalis forwarded to her. But so basically, I imagine you would have met my dad at one point, Tommy Spark.
You see her kind of thinking back. When you say the name, it's just like, may have met him in passing once. I know that he hung around my cousin.
So he disappeared, and shortly after that, I turned into this, and I'll show pictures of Chrysalis, and like probably early stages where I would have been like much more just like an actual, just like cocoon, like metal cocoon. And that kind of changed over time into this. But anyways, it turns out that it was some kind of project. I think he was working with your cousin on it to clone your cousin, and he did it to me.
See that, like, as you've been explaining, like, she has been tense and terse and like giving short nods and very brief sentences, like acknowledging Tommy Sparks' name, and she kind of has like a data pad or something and is kind of flipping through files, and she starts flipping through faster and more forcefully until you hear the data pad crack in her hands. Then she sets it down on the table, takes a deep breath. I need to excuse myself. And she walks past and out the door. And Athena's, seeing her go, kind of lets out a breath that she had been holding. That went better than I expected. You should go check out Peril Parlor number 5 if you want to see what she did when she first got here. They're going to be cleaning that up for a while.
Think I'm all right?
I would have had your back, Kevin. I would have got my ass kicked, but I would have had your back.
I think we probably all would have, but it's okay.
I am sorry for her behavior. She and I have had a conversation. We had a conversation about how this conversation would go, and now we're going to need to have another conversation. But thank you for remaining so courteous towards her, even though she was extremely rude to you.
Again, ass is handed to us.
I understand that to an extent she is a victim of the situation as well.
Indeed. And there is a part of her that knows that you are not to blame, which I think makes it harder on her. She doesn't have someone that she can punch into the dirt over this, which again, Peril Parlor number 5.
Well, if she finds my dad, she can have Adam. But, you know.
Right. Well, she may very well be looking for him now, but as you are all undoubtedly aware, she is busy. But I do believe that she will be popping by Port Arbor more frequently from now on. Again, partially to keep you, Corvid, apprised of the CERN situation. And then if Fragment, you do agree to join her and Super Sherry in going after Susurrus, she'll be by for that as well. But yes, is there anything any questions you have for me at the moment? Something I can do to help explain this?
Do we actually know what went on between the two of them? Why she'd be so pissed about this? Or is it like just like, oh, my cousin's been replicated, that's weird?
I imagine it's more that one, yeah.
Okay.
This is an odd situation for everyone involved, but especially her. And undoubtedly you, of course. So I will do my best to be present whenever she is by again, because I would have interceded should she have tried anything should she have become more aggressive towards you all. But hopefully this will have been the worst of it, and future conversations will be much more civil.
Okay.
All right. I should go see where she got off to. Feel free to take your time here, and then you're not on duty today, so if I don't see you, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And she heads on out, and you see her checking something on a risk communicator and heads off.
You okay, Kevin?
I mean, not 100% all right with how that went down, but, about as well as I think could be expected.
Could have been worse. I guess I wish I would have known that we were walking into that. I thought it was like, oh, we're so excited thing, and then it was that, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, in retrospect, all of that seems kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have worn that. I shouldn't have worn the outfit. I think that's the big
Well,
one. I think
Yeah, well,
probably pushed it over.
yeah. I mean,
Well-
I'm glad that she knows that it's not, a thing that you did.
To be fair, she probably should have known before she got here.
Right. Research is important.
Yeah, well, some people punch first and ask questions later.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about it, or do you want to not think about it?
I don't know. Right now, I'm wondering how seriously we need to consider fight plans against Paragal if it happens, but hopefully not very, because I don't think we can win. I don't. Oh,
I think if
all right.
I think if she beats up a bunch of squires, then she's
Yeah.
gonna have bigger problems than beating up a bunch of squires.
I mean, maybe.
Just a reminder, Paragal is not herself a paladin. She is kind of like,
Yeah.
she's her own thing, but is,
Yeah.
on par with most paladins and probably above most paladins.
It's not gonna be good PR for her, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much she cares about the PR, but
Not a good look.
obviously not.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Okay, so what do we want to do with our Sunday then?
Boy.
Whoa, Sabrina, your planet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's
got like
maybe they're coming here. That'd be cool, right? I mean, like, they're not like an alien race that's gonna take over or try to take over Earth, I think.
Right?
I mean,
Are you
I don't
sure
rem-
about that?
Well, I don't remember
mean-
them being evil. I was a child when I left.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like call anything into question. It's just you don't seem sure. And if you're not sure, then that's cause for
Well,
alarm a little.
No, it's not that I'm not sure. It's that I don't think that I don't have any memories of them like evil stuff happening. I mean, like, my species evolved because there was another species on the planet that was more predatory, but that was like millions of years ago. I mean, that's why I have the camouflage thing. But like, I don't
Well,
like.
if it was millions of years ago, then they're not around anymore, right?
No, they're there. There's a bunch of sentient
Oh.
species on my planet. But they're not mean people. I mean, one of them's my neighbor. It was just like it's like a lion and an antelope thing.
and now
Oh.
they're friends.
Yeah, we're all good now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we live better than you guys. Well, I think so. I don't know. Now I'm questioning it.
There's
I'm
no,
sorry.
There's no like history of you guys going and helping uncivilized aliens learn how to do government right or anything like that.
No, we didn't even have
Okay.
space travel when I was there.
Right.
This whole
Okay,
wormhole
so-
thing was like a mistake. I mean, it was us figuring out our space travel. That again, but also that was years ago, and I don't know how far it's come.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the bad news. There's no precedent for this. We have no idea what's going to happen. But the good news is that because there is no precedent, then we can decide how it happens. So let's just make sure that everybody's friends when the portal opens.
Okay. Sabrina switches back into her Sabrina. She switches out of her Corvette outfit. Okay, so like, maybe I'll send my parent a message and see what their intentions are, just in case.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
it might be good for them to know that like we can see them from this side, that we're getting readings.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Cool. Good plan. Got a plan. What else are we gonna do today? I mean, I don't have any homework. Oh,
Well,
Roz.
how long is that gonna take?
I mean, probably like 10 minutes to send a message.
Oh, I felt like sending a message across the galaxy was gonna take longer
What?
than that.
Well, they'll take longer to get there, but it's writing it.
Oh yeah. Do you need some help with that?
Sure. Yes.
Ross is good with words.
That's very true.
You see Roz is still kind of like withdrawn and thinking about things, but then at her name kind of, what? Sorry, what are we talking about?
How you kept your shit together with Paragirl here and you didn't, like, fangirl completely over her?
And she just lets out like a high-pitched squeal and just like, it's Paragal, she's here, she knows who I am.
If I didn't think she was gonna punch me in the face at any point during that conversation, it would have been a lot cooler, but it was very cool.
Right, yes. Kevin, so sorry that you are apparently on her shit list. But I got your back, even though it's Paragal. We got you. But she wants to work with me.
It seems like a good idea. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, Super Shuri is, my mom's arch nemesis, and knows a whole lot about her, but obviously I know more, and so it does seem like a good idea, but I don't sound like we would be leaving Port Arbor, maybe. I mean, she said she would help smooth things over with school. Like I would still be texting you all, obviously, as much as I can. But it sounds like I may need to be ready to leave for a while.
Oh. Well, I mean, it is really cool and a great opportunity for you.
Right, yeah, and, obviously stopping my mom from doing whatever heinous shit she is up to.
Yeah, obviously.
But, I mean, do we even have, like, a public outing together as a team? I can't even remember.
Kind of.
The bank? We were all there for that, right?
I wasn't there for the bank.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, this isn't goodbye forever. I'll just be... I'm doing a study abroad for the Paladins.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you'll be done. You can come back. We're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. And I mean, this is where I grew up. Of course, I'd be back eventually. But, okay, well, if this is going to be my last weekend in Port Arbor, and if you've all already taken care of your homework, then, oh gosh, I can't even think of what to do for the last day. Lots of froyo. Maybe go to the park and see if we can talk to Hive Mind.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're fun to be around.
Oh my god.
I'll come up with more as the day goes on.
So like a restaurant or something you've always wanted to eat at.
Gosh, didn't even think about that. I don't know if we could get into most of the ones on such short notice, but
I could see if Elena's credit cards can can do anything for us
Mm-hmm.
on opening doors.
Okay, I'll do some brainstorming and get back to you. But first let's go to Sabrina's house so she can write a message back home, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Let's do it. To the Kirby Craft. And then she goes, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Why did you do that? What was that?
Haven't you ever seen the old Batman show? He was like the OG detective superhero.
Okay, yeah.
Although I don't know why they made a show about him, because like it kind of revealed his secret identity, and that's his whole thing. Hi, Frankie. I know that profile anywhere.
The vet made fun of his overbite.
Oh. Sad.
I mean, Frankie doesn't know.
No.
Anyway,
we do the Batman thing.
Mhm.
You all go to Sabrina's house. Say hi to Danae and Tyler.
Hi.
Yeah, I think one of them will say it's probably Tyler reading, still the morning newspaper, because it's still pretty early morning.
Mhm.
Or no, it's the Sunday comics.
Yeah.
Reading those, and so I hear you got a visit from someone at work.
Oh my god, it was so scary. Paragirl, like, super doesn't like Kevin, and it was like really tense there for a while. But eventually it was okay, and then she went away. She broke her mug because she was so upset, and then she didn't fire any lasers at us. But also she said that CERN wanted to get in contact with me because they apparently have been picking up the same readings that they picked up when I transferred here from my planet. So maybe my planet's trying to reach out. I don't know. So I'm gonna send them a message and tell them that we got the readings, and I want to know if they're gonna be hostile when they come here.
Yeah, especially the last bit, but sounds good.
Yeah. Are there any good comics today?
Oh well, Marmaduke's being Marmaduke.
Great Danes be like that.
They do be like that.
See, you're learning the phrases. Yay. Okay, bye. She like runs upstairs.
Have fun, kids. All right. Yeah. Any specifics you want to send for the message, or just what you've been saying of like?
Yeah, pretty much. Getting the readings of the thing, and then also want to make sure, just in case, y'all are gonna be cool, right? Like, I think so, but also I was a child when I left, so just checking.
Yeah. Yeah. You send the message off, and as you know, it's going to take some time for it to get there and for you to get a response back. So. All right. We'll say it's now, brunch time. Could be an early lunch. I should turn off the tense music. Yeah. So you got Sunday. It is a school day tomorrow, but you still got most of the day ahead of you.
So are we doing Froyo then? Is that what? I'm not sure
yes,
what the
to Froyo.
brunch. Okay.
And then maybe lunch after Froyo?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Dessert should always come first. That's what I say.
Yes, it should. I mean, you all have to travel internationally. The Americans eat so strangely. And Roz will just start going off about like how the Spanish eat their meals and have siestas and stuff.
A nap in the middle of the day, that sounds incredible.
I know, right?
Ooh, is there a good tapas place in town? Or
Ooh, yes, tapas. Ooh, we could go to Tapas the Morning to ya.
is this an Irish Spanish?
The Irish tapas
fusion?
place? Yes.
It's a weird fusion, but it works.
Yeah, you can get like they do like a Parmesan crusted grilled cheese, but they're like this big in like squares, and then they have like a shepherd's pie that's in like these tiny ramekins that are like they're shareable, so you get like 4 of them, and they have like the cheese on top that's melted because they put it under the broiler. It's so good.
There's
Oh,
like
that sounds
that one
good.
board that has like 20 different kinds of potatoes.
Yes, the potato charcuterie, the charcuterie. I'm sorry, my mind didn't process it before it came out of my mouth.
That made it better.
Sorry.
But yeah, so you have a plan for the next few hours. You got some froyo, and then you are getting some lunch at Tapas the Morning to ya.
Oh my god.
Bless
Sorry.
you. I figure that's probably a good place for us to take our break.
Sure.
And then we'll come back afterwards for the second half of the session. All right, so we're gonna take a 5 to 10 minute break, refresh ourselves, refresh our drinks, grab a snack, take meds, whatever. You should do that too, and we'll be back real soon. Hello, welcome back. We are refreshed and ready to go with the second half of the stream. So, the team had gone to Subrina's house to send a message to her home planet and be like, "Hey, y'all cool? Please be cool." And so
Don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
Yep. And so while that message is traversing the stars, y'all are going to do some things on Roz's suddenly spur of the moment bucket list before she leaves Port Arbor for an indeterminate amount of time. So starting things off with For Your Consideration, which Roz, as excited as she is for Froyo, trying to figure out which. I'm trying to figure out if she would be sheepish at all, or if she would not care that like she used to work here and she got fired because she was so bad at doing her job here. I think she doesn't care and just goes and gets herself, a jumbo Froyo. And the poor worker that she abandoned before has now like been promoted to what her position was, and just mean mugs her as she is getting her Froyo together, but still rings her up because she is a paying customer. Yeah, so you all get your Froyo, and stop me if at any point there are topics of conversation you would like to have, but it's Froyo, it's good. And from there, Roz would like to go straight to lunch, but do you all need some digestion time? No? Okay, so dessert first and then lunch. So you go to Tapas the Morning to ya. You get the stop up tutory board, whatever it was that LP had said. It's tapas with an Irish twist. And it's you do have to wait a little bit of time, but you're able to get a seat soon enough. And yeah, it's tasty. None of you are allowed to get any of the alcohol that they typically serve with it because you're all minors, you're all under 21. Is the point. Yeah. And then from there, Roz would like to go to one of the parks and see if she can get some time with Hive Mind, which, as you may or may not recall, is an apparently sentient swarm of insects that is able to communicate with people. So you all make your way to a nearby park. It's lovely. There's a river running through it. It's not Central Park sized by any means, but big enough. You see over in one section of the park, there's a youth soccer league is happening. Some baseball fields in the other corner. But then plenty of space for you all to hang out in. Roz would have wanted to stop back at Kevin's place to get a blanket and some, not a picnic basket, because even she recognizes, like, okay, you just did froyo and lunch. You don't need more food, but, frisbees and, blankets to hang out in. So she will start by just saying, you guys, thank you so much for indulging me. I know that this was extremely last minute, and I'm sort of trying to figure it out on the fly as well, but this has been a fun day so far. Well, this morning was stressful, but aside from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there I guess we should ask, is there anyone else from school you want to hang out with?
Oh, shit. And you see this flash of realization as she's like, that was Eve from the fencing team. And she kind of, you see her short-circuiting a little bit. Oh gosh, no, not today. But I do need to find time to talk with her later. Dang. Okay. But that's for another time. Today is about us. And Hive Mind, as she kind of like quietly says that, because there are other people around. He doesn't just want to be shouting this out, but does seem to start looking around for bugs, and think maybe there's like a ladybug that ends up on the picnic basket, and she's like, Hive Mind, you there? Hello? No, I think this is just a bug.
How many bugs is Hive Mind?
Or is bugs all hive mind? All bugs hive mind. Roz, does this mean it's okay if I go out for prom queen?
Oh, yeah, we had talked about that with homecoming coming up.
Oh yeah, homecoming queen, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, sure. Because I don't imagine I'll still be here by the time homecoming comes around. So, yeah, you go for it. And if you want, I can, write some good luck charm spells. See if sway a few votes for you.
That's sweet, but I don't wanna. I want to win on my own merits,
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. And without me in competition, you're a shoo-in.
I don't know. Chloe might take it.
What?
She's got that whole brooding, mysterious thing going on.
Yeah, usually the whole brooding, mysterious thing just means leave me alone. And people typically do.
Well, maybe it'll be like one of those high school movies where the underdog wins.
Like in Carrie? That didn't
Well,
work out too well.
Yeah.
Maybe not like Carrie. So We do live in a world with superheroes.
You
It's
mean
true.
Carrie the Revenge? Carrie 2?
No, just Carrie, the first one. You haven't seen the original Carrie?
No, I like what is it called? The Rage Carrie 2.
You know what? Fair enough. The original is a bummer.
I mean, the Rage Carrie 2 was a bummer too, but kind of cool because she just set the whole place on fire and like was like, but it was like a rock concert sort of thing, so it was like cool.
They
Wait,
made a
didn't-
sequel to Carrie?
Didn't she
Yeah,
die at the end of the
it's-
first one?
I don't know that, but LB knows
I
it.
don't
Not
know that
not in
either.
the
I'm
movie.
literally asking.
In the book, yes, and in the when they did the remake, yes. But no, it's so the Rage Carrie 2 is not. Spoiler alert!
how-
Welcome to my TED Talk.
I love how out of character the roles are reversed here, where
Yeah.
you actually know, and I have no clue.
No, in the Rage Carrie 2, the main character is not Carrie. She's not
What?
even. No, she's
it's
not in
another
the.
person with Carrie powers?
Yeah, and it's like later on because it's like in the 90s.
Wait,
And when she
Why
uses
does
her
she have-
powers, she gets like tattoos, like vines, like you have.
why does she have Carrie powers?
I think it's just a thing like The Shining.
Huh.
So in the Carrie universe,
Mm-hmm.
there are two known people with superpowers, and they're both angry young girls who are
Um,
mistreated by society.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, to be
Is-
fair, that does happen a lot. It's not specifically
Is-
just.
Is Firestarter in the same universe?
No, that's a Stephen King. Oh, well, actually, it's a Stephen King. But, oh. I don't know. That's a good question. Perhaps we should check the literature. Pulls out her phone.
I guess if they're all the same universe, then it's not just young girls have murder powers as the only type of powers that exist.
Uh-huh.
There's also old men with murder powers.
Is it murder
And-
powers?
It says a sister story to his first success, which was Carrie. So,
Huh.
Was it during his cocaine years? Is that when he wrote Carrie 2?
Oh,
Or were
he
they
didn't write
both
Carrie
during
2.
his
Carrie
cocaine?
2 was just a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Firestarter is a book that he wrote. Anyways, Drew Barrymore was amazing in that movie. That's all I have to say.
She was in Carrie 2?
No, she was in Firestarter. Kevin,
I think we're both kind of still stuck on Carrie too.
look.
Yeah.
The
It's kinda
90s
blowing
were
my
a
mind
trying time.
that it actually existed.
I posted it in the Squire Squad Discord, the kill count on it. Please watch it, or we can all watch it after the stream because it is a trip. Well, there's the girl who let Carrie go on a date with her boyfriend to the prom, the guy died. I forget her name. It's like Maggie or something. She. Again, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She is in the Rage Carrie 2 as like a counselor at the school and recognizes what this girl has is the same thing that Carrie had and tries to counsel her through it. It's great.
Maybe don't murder people.
Right? I mean, that
Maybe
was the
murder's
point.
bad.
Yeah, anyways.
It's
Yeah.
very funny.
So as you all are doing that, Roz is off, chasing after butterflies and dragonflies. He's like, I find. And you see that she has started wandering over towards the river, which is, or the stream through the park, which isn't terribly far away. You could easily talk to her with raising your voices, and as she is over by the river and, bending down, maybe she's found some bugs over there. There is actually, whatchamacallit? There's a tremor in the area, and at first, it just kind of happens and then stops. And you see some people kind of looking around, but since it seems to have stopped, it's just okay. Maybe it was, a teeny tiny earthquake. We're on the West Coast, that can happen. And then there's another tremor. This one is longer and more sustained. And as it builds, you realize that it's actually coming from over by the stream. And Roz kind of perks up, looks back over towards you all, and just goes, "Guys!" And then the water reaches out of the stream, wraps around her, and pulls her into the river.
Today I'm having flashbacks.
Not again.
No.
Flashbacks to what?
For keeps. It's just our Monday night game. I could post the picture that the scene that Janae sketched. We were standing on the edge of a cliff. Caleb, which is RJ's character, got speared through the chest, looked down and went, "Guys," and then got yanked off the cliff.
Well, no spears through the chest, but Roz seems to have been taken by surprise and yanked into the river. And you see, rising up out of the river now is what seems to be some kind of waterfowl. It's certainly a bird-like shape made out of the water, and it's got big wings, a long, slender neck leading up to the beak. It looks like a giant swan. And as it reaches its full height and spreads out its wings, you see that in kind of the body is Roz, kind of swirling around, tumbling end over end in the water. And so I would like you all to what's the move called? Where is it? Enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team.
Yay!
So, first we need to decide who on the team is going to be the leader. Which, this is kind of taken very much by surprise, so might be a little tricky to figure out here.
Kevin.
Yeah, I nominate Kevin.
Okay.
All right.
Dejected. Okay.
So, does the leader have influence over every other teammate?
No.
No.
Oh.
No Chloe from last
I
time.
removed influence last time. Oops.
Yep. Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight?
Yeah, go save Roz.
Yeah.
Yep. And, other people around in the park are screaming and running away as well. But yeah, okay, so that is going to be adding another team to the pool. Does any team member mistrust the leader of the team?
No.
No?
Or the leader or the team, rather?
No.
I assume the answer is
No.
still no.
Am I updating the team pool?
Someone should.
I will. Yes, it's me. I got it.
And then the next question. If your team is ill-prepared or off-balance, remove a team from the pool.
Oh, yeah.
All
Pretty
right.
off balance,
Definitely.
I'd say.
Yep, and the leader could choose to mark a condition instead, but you all have so much team in the pool.
Yeah. Burn through all this team before there's a time jump and we lose it all.
Yep, indeed. So, with all that said, who would like to go, or to help set the scene a little bit more, as this giant waterfowl is emerging from the stream, and you can kind of see like it does seem to be taking up most of the water that's in the stream to create this construct. But even above as well, where it had been a bright and sunny day, now there are storm clouds and even thunderheads gathering up above. And very quickly, there is a lightning strike in the middle of the park. It doesn't hit anyone or anything, but there is lightning. You see maybe the beginnings of a funnel cloud above. Like, this is very quickly going south.
Danger.
But who would like to act first?
All right. I have a thing I can do. I can. So it's saving Roz out of the middle of the water guy be like a defend. Could I swing it that way?
Yeah, that could certainly be a. Well, let me double check the move. Yeah, that is an immediate threat to Roz. You don't know how long Roz can hold her breath.
Okay, so I am going to do my move. I know what I am, and it's when once per scene, when you defend a teammate, I can shift my savior up and another label down. I'm gonna go ahead and shift savior up to 3 and mundane down to 2. Or down to -2, sorry. And try and roll a defend.
All right.
And I'm basically just going to try and just fly really fast and grab Roz out from the middle of it.
Yep, because fortunately, I'm pretty sure all of you have costumes that you can bring onto yourself. And, Paragon's got you're suddenly going to be glowing blue, and like people aren't going to be able to see much else of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably have just, like loose fitting clothes gone, and I'm in I underneath have my Paragon clothes or some stupid thing like Superman always does.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So that is a 9, and so either someone could spend a team from the pool to help bump it up to total success, or we will move forward with the mixed success.
I'll help.
Yeah, we've got a ton of team.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so
Subrina is going to light the way, kind of as she shifts into her corvid form. The light that comes from under her cloak shines like a bright spotlight so that he can see Roz better.
all right. Yeah, because especially with the storm clouds approaching, visibility is getting a little tricky, but your teammate shines this bright light onto the body of the storm swan, and you can see Roz more clearly now, and so you have a better sense of where exactly to aim yourself, which brings it up to a full success.
Okay, so I don't expose myself to danger or escalate the situation.
Correct.
Cool. So
yeah.
I get to just choose a thing?
Yes. So add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I'm gonna clear a condition.
All right.
I'm no longer angry.
All right. Very good. So you barrel through, burst out the other side with Roz, who is coughing and spluttering. And she's like, I'm okay. I'll work on making sure all the civilians get out. You all just take care of it.
All right. And yeah, as I put her down, just turn around and just be floating with eyes glowing. But yeah.
Yep. And you see Roz starts to mutter her palindromic incantations and quickly turns into fragment and then starts more magic and is heading towards the nearest civilians and is preparing to keep them safe. All right. Sorry, your can was affected by the green screen. Okay. Who's next? Hemlock or Subrina?
Yeah, do you want to go first or should I?
Sure. I, as Corvid, fly up and see. I'm gonna get close to this thing and kind of put myself in its line of sight, and try and draw its ire.
Okay, sounds like you are trying to provoke someone.
Sure am. All right. I'm gonna roll plus superior. Let's go.
Ooh, well,
Oh boy.
unless one of you has a move that lets you add 2 to the roll when you help out with team, that's gonna be a miss.
Okie dokie.
Which means you get to mark potential.
I do have
Yes.
something that gives me that I can do a +2, but I
Oh.
have to do so in a destructive, criminal, or rule-breaking manner.
I'm okay to fail. I only have one more potential till my next up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not to metagame, but
That's
I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's perfectly valid for this.
yeah.
And so you step up, kind of the light from your spotlight is lingering. Do you say anything to this this giant water fowl?
Yes. I pull up and I like put my hands on my waist as superheroes do and say, "Wow, there really is a reason they call you the ugly duckling."
It kind of the head focuses on you. The beak opens in a screech, like a burbling, gurgling screech, and then you get hit by lightning. So, let me pull. Should have your sheets open. One moment, please.
Would you like me to mark a condition?
Um,
Or
I would like you to roll to take a powerful blow in
oh
this moment.
boy.
But because you have no conditions marked, it's relatively safe to do.
Let's see. Another 4.
That's good. This is
Oh,
the
right,
one.
right. I'm sorry.
This is
I'm
the
sorry,
one
I
roll that
forgot.
you want low. So,
I just roll 20, and I have a passed.
Yep. But so you still get to mark potential.
Yep.
And remember, whenever you get an advancement, you can just take it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
God,
but
now we have to look. Hold on.
Yeah, but so you roll to take a powerful blow. On a miss, you stand strong. Yeah, mark potential as normal and say how you weather the blow.
What? Oh, lightning hit me? So lightning hits Sabrina. You hear her go, ah! And then as it moves over her, she kind of like, the electricity flows through her a little bit, and like the light from it, like, illuminates her outline. She's like, oh! Oh! That's it.
All right, very good. 2 potential and 1 move. That's pretty
Can't
juicy.
complain. Can't complain.
All right, Hemlock, we're up to you.
All right. Hemlock is going to rush up on it and try and wrap her vines around and do a slurp. But first what I should do is charge up my powers.
Yep. So please roll plus your conditions.
Let's see. That is a 7, so that's going to give me, I think it's 2.
Yes. Or no, you get 3 burn, but you mark condition for a mixed success.
Okay. Mark a condition. I'm going to say angry. Because you attacked my friend, and I don't like that. All right. When I power up, do I still get to do a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and do that thing. I'm gonna try and hurt it.
All right.
But
Are you using one of your flares or
nope,
just...
I just want to have that in my back pocket for when I need it.
Yep.
And I attack.
Okay, so you are directly engaging a threat. Please roll plus danger, unless you have something that lets you roll a different stat.
That's fine. I'll do danger.
What's up, danger?
That is a hit.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one, resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm going to make an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. So yeah, you are schlorping them up. Anything particular in mind, or?
I'm tangling it up with my vines, just like they're going up into like that water body and like tangling it up and getting it like making it difficult for it to move.
Yep. And so as you are unleashing your vines out, you got plenty of plant material here to work with the grassy field. You shoot your vines out into the swan figure, and it seems like maybe you are slowly absorbing some of the water in it. It seems to be losing a little bit of cohesion or shrinking in size a little bit. But as you're doing that, it lets out a squawk in your direction. And this squawk comes with gale force winds, and you don't have a chance to root yourself to the ground, and you are sent tumbling a good 20-30 yards. And so I'll give you the choice of either marking a condition or taking a -1 forward.
I'll take the -1 forward.
Cool. So -1 on your next roll. All right. Now it is the swan's turn. It's actually going to do a couple things here, because first it is going to mark the angry condition from getting schlorped up a little bit. So first it does a villain condition move, and this is going to again, the swan just kind of lets out this time it's an ear-piercing shriek, and there are suddenly lightning strikes all around the park, and you see that funnel cloud that had been forming is now coming and starting to touch down in the middle of the park. So it is now much more dangerous here. I would also like you all to... there's no act under pressure move in this system.
I mean, it'd be directly engaging a threat, right?
Yeah, but that's more like a kick some ass move.
Yeah. I mean,
I think for this I will just either you can, similar to Chloe, and for Chloe this will stack potentially for you. You can either take a -1 forward or mark a condition as you are trying to not get hit by the lightning or swept up in the tornado.
I'm fine with the -1 forward.
So you now have a -2 forward.
I'll take a -1 forward.
same.
Okay. So that is from its angry move. Now, what it is going to do is, as the vines are starting to constrict around it, you see that it suddenly loses all the cohesion in its form, and flows back into the stream. And coming out of the stream is kind of a swirling ball of energy that is one part water, but as it climbs up higher, it actually flies into the tornado. It takes on more of the wind, and then it comes back out of the tornado, and you see there is now again still kind of a swan shape, but now it is made out of like swirling winds that is, violent enough that you can see it in the air. And it's, probably got some dirt and debris in there to help make it visible, but it is now flying around the park. And yeah, it goes towards some civilians, but you see and you hear kind of the resonating sound of fragments magic, and a wall of stained glass appears and rebuffs the swan, and kind of it shrieks and starts flying back towards all of you once again. So
No,
who
no,
would
no, no.
like to- yeah, who would like to go now?
Someone, I'm still. I think I know what my thing is gonna be. So, somebody go ahead. But I'm looking.
Okay. So it's made out of air right now?
Seemingly, yeah. And you can kind of see like there is that moat of energy in the middle, but it is, you're barely getting glimpses of it through the dust that it is picked up, and through the swirling wind.
Okay. All right. I think I am going to try and fly up to it real quick, and like right as I get there, do like a giant clap and try and get like a airwave to disperse the swan form.
Okay. I think this is going to be more of a directly engage a threat roll rather than unleash your powers.
Okay.
So roll plus danger unless you have a different move.
I'm gonna use fight the good fight. Lets me roll plus savior.
Okay.
I can't choose. I then can't choose to impress, surprise, or frighten it.
Okay.
So I have a -1. Yeah.
Correct.
What does the opportunity cancel it out by any chance?
Oh,
that was
right,
created
yes.
last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say that it does. Because you essentially forced it to change its form, and so it is still, you can kind of see like it is still gathering more wind around it, so it is a little bit weaker in this moment. So
Okay.
So yeah, that balances out to. Okay, so you could either take that miss and mark potential, or someone can spend some team and bump it up to a mixed success.
What do you want?
I don't know. I'm fine with a miss, and that it does bump me up to the next thing. But if we want to pull burn team,
I mean, it doesn't
it's
matter.
fine.
Well, why don't we can let it go?
I'll take the potential.
Okay, so you fly up and you try and bring your hands
Sorry.
together for the sonic clap, but you haven't ever really done this before, and you like kind of miss your hands in the heat of the moment, and so it's just kind of like it does not do
don't
the
connect right.
yeah, and like it's still loud, but rather than it being any of the force being directed where you wanted it to, it just kind of fizzles out, and the storm swan barrels straight towards you, and you find yourself tumbling along inside it, and so yeah, yeah, I'll offer you the same choice as I have been of either mark a condition or take a -1 forward.
Ooh. I will mark a condition.
All right.
I know I just cleared it, but I'm gonna mark angry again because I'm annoyed.
Yep. Makes sense. All right. Sabrina or Hemlock, your turn.
Sabrina is going to be upset that this thing is ignoring her, and she's gonna get up to it again and try to turn its attention to her. She's gonna start to try and beat on it, I guess.
Okay, so are you attacking it, or is this another provoke someone?
I mean, technically both, but I think provoking is more of what she wants to do.
Is more the intent. Okay.
Yeah.
So then please roll plus superior.
Okay.
Well,
It's a 6! What the hell?
You can take the potential, or you can ask for some help from the team to bump you up.
Can I get some help, please?
And did you use the -1 there?
No, I didn't. You're right.
Okay, so that would be a 5. So you either Chloe would need to do her +2, or you would both need to help, or you can take the potential.
I'll do a crime for you.
Yay! I'll do crimes. Let's do crimes.
I think okay, so how is your how is this appearing to fail? Like what is the
I think
how is it bad?
Yeah, Corvid is trying to go up and maybe get a chokehold on this thing, and you see shadows coming out of her that are trying to latch on to this thing, but she's really just getting bucked around. And it's trying to fling her off, basically.
All right. So you're getting bucked around by this swan in the air.
Yeah.
When a centuries-old oak, uprooted, just begins flying towards you.
Ah! And I'm able to nuzzle this thing, this poor tree. I'm gonna try and put the head down so that it starts to fall to the ground.
All right, yeah. So I think the tree comes flying at it. Corvid, you're able to maneuver yourself out of the way. Gosh, Kevin's also in the middle of the swan right now, trying to figure out what needs to happen with him in the tree, though.
Kevin.
It's a big thing, right? You can just go.
In the middle of the swan.
I mean,
yeah,
but if it's a centuries-old tree, it's going to be big.
Fair. It's probably been trimmed. I don't know. Maybe it just cuts. It is flying too high and just hits the head.
It just wings him.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah.
How dare
it could bounce off of me or something.
That's true. Yeah. And then it's just me
invulnerable.
And it is me. We end up just me facing the face of this thing and put my arms up.
Yeah. But okay. So.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Oh right. I actually.
The tree is going to be wrecked. It's not going to be salvageable and replantable after this. And it was kind of, the trademark of this park.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops. But so you.
It was totally the wind.
Yep. But so with your provoke someone on a 7 to 9, they can instead choose. So what are you trying to get them to do?
I'm trying to attack me.
Okay.
To focus on me, because I know that Kevin can punch real good, but I can take a hit.
Yep. So I'm trying to decide this now, because it says on a 7 to 9 they can instead choose one, and there's a list of options, but I think that means they can also. I could give you essentially the thing of a full success here if I so choose. And so I think in this moment that it is going to focus on you. So you have its attention. Kevin is still swirling around in its belly right now.
Yeah.
But it is kind of
fight me. Fight me.
And it is doing the full wings out, making itself big and squawking at you, but it is stopped moving. and the lightning that is striking around seems to be starting to direct itself towards you, but not just yet.
Yeah.
All right. Hemlock, it is, excuse me, your turn. This thing is focused on your friend. It's got your other friend in its belly right now.
Sure does. I've got a +2 or a plus or a minus. I've got a +(-2) going forward.
Yeah.
That's how math works. I could either. I could either overcharge here and you know what? Yeah, let's do something where I don't have to roll. I'm gonna spend a burn
Okay.
to snatch a person-sized object from someone within view. I would like that person-sized object to be Kevin.
Yeah, we can do this. I believe I did something almost identical in LB's game.
Yeah.
So I will caution you that the -2 forward still holds because you have not done a roll yet. But
That's true. But do I need to roll for this?
I do not believe so. No, you just, because you did the roll ahead of time and you
Oh,
are spending your hold on it. So
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, the way this looks is that I'm just gonna puppet the tree from afar and use it to like grab him and pull him out.
as it is like splintering apart as it's in this tornado, essentially, you make some of its branches like bend and wrap around Kevin and pull him out of the swirling winds. And Kevin, you are briefly cradled by a tree before being released, and you are once again flying under your own power.
Right. Still fuming that this happened to me.
Yep. And it is now it's the bird's turn. It is very much focused on Subrina. And it is going to the wings spread out to their full wingspan and height, and you see like the tips of the feathers reach up towards the clouds up above, and you see lightning start to course through those and through the swan figure down into its belly, up its neck, and out its beak right at you. So I need you to once again take a powerful blow, please.
I shall do so. It's yep. Roll plus conditions. Let's go, champ.
Ooh,
9.
Okay.
Make me
Something's
mark
gonna happen
conditions,
here.
please.
Yeah, so on a 7 to 9, you choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
I'm gonna mark 2 conditions.
Okay.
I am going to mark I'm gonna mark insecure and angry.
All right.
Because I thought the lightning wasn't gonna hurt me because it didn't last time, and now it is, and I'm sad.
Yep. Well, that brings it back around to y'all's turn. I believe Subrina and Kevin are fine as is. Hemlock still has the -2 forward. All right. Who would like
I'll
to go
punch
first?
it. I'll try
Okay.
to. I think I'm gonna try to. Let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm going to try to. Boy, I'm gonna try and punch him. Punch him hard with a light beam.
Okay. Please roll to directly engage a threat.
Okay. Which is a danger. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
Don't worry, guys. Oh boy,
pretty great.
it's great. It is great.
For the folks at home, that's 12.
Mm-hmm.
So on a 10 plus, you get to pick 2.
All right, I'm going to take something from them, and I'm going to surprise them. And what I'm going to take from them are their wings, or one of them. Sabrina's going to shine a laser from within her cloak, and it just slices into one of, like, right at the base where the wing, the wind wing is, and cut it through.
Okay. Yeah. So you take that from them. Is that how you're surprising them, or would you like them to be surprised in some other way as well?
No, I like that. That's a surprise. They weren't
Okay.
expecting to start to plummet.
Yeah, which they certainly do.
Mhm.
However, as you did not pick to resist or avoid their blows, the wing that you have cut loose now, before it loses total cohesion, kind of falls into you, and you are buffeted around by the remnants of this storm wind.
Mhm.
And again, you can pick -1 forward or mark a condition.
I'm going to mark a condition. I'm going to mark hopeless. And as I do, or as Subrina does, she kind of like falters a little bit and like checks herself, and she's like, I'm good, I think.
Okay. All right.
I know what I want to do.
All right. Yeah. So first, let me finish up. So the swan loses its wing, starts plummeting. It is going to mark the afraid condition, and so what you see happen is this ball of energy that is inside and is now becoming more visible as the form is losing cohesion, kind of darts back into the river, but rather than coming up with another water form, you can see it kind of like trying to quickly swim away down the stream.
Oh, it's already descended. I no longer know what I want to do.
Because it chose the flee from danger or difficulty condition move.
Okay. I would like to run over to the river, stick my vines in there, and try and find it by feeling around.
Okay.
That little mote of energy.
Yeah.
Because the last time I checked, I eat that.
Yeah. So I believe best fit for this is probably going to be Unleash Your Powers.
Yes. And I
So
do
please
have a
roll.
-2 going forward to this.
Yep. But please roll plus freak.
Okay. -2, submit. That's an 8, baby!
That would have been a 10 without the -2. I suppose you two teammates could help out and bump this up to a 10.
Sure.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it actually added it. The minus. Wait, yes, no, it did, because it only says +1. My freak is +3. Never mind. Carry on.
Perfect.
Yep.
Do you? Yeah.
'Cause,
All
yeah, I mean,
right.
there's very little benefit to getting the mixed success in this case. So
Yeah. Did Chloe didn't use a team last time, right? That was a move you had?
I do still need to use a team for that.
Okay. Just one?
Yes,
Okay.
just the one.
Just
yeah.
keeping things up to date.
Yes.
Okay. So
All right.
how do you two help out? Hemlock, do you say anything to your teammates to indicate what you are trying to do? Is it just don't let it get away?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, yeah.
I know how I could help.
So
Do we see it at all in there?
yeah, you can see like the energy moat is flitting down the river. We'll say that like Hemlock's vines are like starting to like sprout out and almost form a dam, and you think maybe it's going to get caught, but you can step in to make sure it's going to happen.
All right.
Basically, herd it like sheepdog style.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of come down the river after it, just laser beam the river and just try and make it. It's got to go in a straight line. If it starts going away, I'm gonna get it.
All right, Sabrina, how are you helping out? Corvid, how are you helping out?
I'm gonna fly forward and pull the shadows from the bottom of the river and pull them up so that it gets caught in a shadow and doesn't know where it's going.
All right. So we'll say between the two of you, you are able to position it perfectly such that Hemlock, you are able to spear it through with a vine. And as you do and you make this contact, that voice wakes up in your head and it says, "Yes. I hunger."
Well, I was going to, but now I don't want to.
I mean, it's up to you. It is, it's more of this voice comes in as you are beginning the leeching process.
Yeah. I think that she doesn't stop the process, but slows it down and like reels it in so that she can get a look at it.
Okay. And as you do, you bring it in, and it, the moat is clearly caught with your vines, and it's kind of pulsing and flickering, and let me see, would assess the situation, or I guess I'll leave it to you whether you want to roll assess the situation or pierce the mask here to try and figure out what this thing is.
That's a good question.
Assess the situation would be plus superior, pierce the mask would be plus mundane.
I would be equally bad at both of those things. Yeah.
Well then, I guess think about the question. So assess the situation is what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? What here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly? And pierce the mask is what do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you? What are you really planning, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I feel like pierce the mask would be more applicable in this situation.
Sure.
I I think that she's trying to figure out if this is a critter or if this is a person.
Mm-hmm.
And that and that has a direct effect on how much she wants to slurp.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll plus mundane.
Okay, I'll do it. That's a miss with a 6.
Okay, so up to you if you want to take the miss and the potential, or if you would like the team to help out and bump it up to a mixed success.
I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. I am satisfied either way.
I don't know how I would help. I would if I had an idea on how Paragon can help us.
You're trying to slurp it?
I'm trying to figure out what its deal is before I decide whether or not to slurp it.
The only thing I can think of, and this might not work, is to try to figure out what it is by turning into it. By doing radical shapeshifting and Because I feel like she doesn't necessarily, like, Subrina doesn't know the inner workings of a bird before she turns into it. She probably just sees it and then becomes it. I don't know if this would fall under that category, but I'd love to try.
Yeah, you know what? Well, this is getting a little loosey-goosey with the rules. Alternative name for this creature, loosey-goosey. Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
Okay.
As you are trying to turn into this thing.
Oh boy. Okay.
I think
I want to remind everybody that I have a +3. What? Wait, why? Oh, because yep.
Because of one of your conditions.
Yeah, I'm hopeless right now.
Yep. So for the folks at home, that was snake eyes for a total of 3. So you get potential, but you just turn into a swan. Like, you can't turn into whatever this thing is.
And now Sabrina's just a swan on the field. Confused, concerned, hopeless.
I thought of a thing I could maybe do to try and help. I would need to use my new move.
What's that? All right.
A Mind of Their Own. It's from the Newborn playbook, and it's where I can mark a condition and basically
just
get a new power.
I literally looked in my playbook to see, like, do I have something like that? Like, can I have, like, temporary telekinesis for a second?
Yeah. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So you can mark a condition.
All right. I'm going to mark... I think I'm going to mark guilty, as this seems weird. But yeah, I'm going to try and kind of get back mind reading as I remember what that feels like.
Yep. And it's weird because you no longer have the physiology that allowed you to do your psychic powers before, and so you're pretty sure you're going to have a killer headache after this. But you reach out towards this thing, and there is no mind to it. It's pure energy that has somehow taken on a form. There is no intent behind it other than perhaps... I mean, what would you call the intent behind a hurricane? It's nature. And this is just perhaps some weird aspect of nature in a world with powers and aliens and magic. But you are certain that this thing itself is not a sentient being, and you're fairly confident it's not, a construct generated by someone else.
Okay.
Just a freak of nature.
Relay that. It's like, seems mindless. I think it's just like maybe supernatural occurrence. Nothing, no intent behind it.
Supernatural, natural phenomenon. Yep. And as you choose to slurp, you can hear Oleander's pleased voice. Just, yes. But it's not like overpowering or anything. It seems content. And as you are draining the energy from this thing, the storm clouds above are abating. You can already... the sun is peeking through once again. And soon enough, you slurp up all the energy. And it seems that this encounter is over.
You guys okay?
Ow.
I think I'm going to have a massive migraine later, but... All right.
Whew.
Chloe decides not to disclose the fact that she feels great at the moment.
Um. So that was weird, right? Was that just like a random? That was a random thing that just, supervillains.
Yeah, kind of rubbing my temple, but I don't think it was. I kind of was able to do a little mind read, and it just seemed like just a thing, like not even a bug, right? It was just like a manifestation of energy.
Yeah, and you see Fragment jogging back over to join you all and kind of picking up the conversation. Yeah, there's like, higher levels of, I mean, it's not background radiation, but like background magic, but it's just like wild magic. So, obviously this doesn't normally happen in nature, but something about this
Like
spot
a druid?
allowed it to happen. That would be assigning too much intent to it. Like, I don't think anyone did this. I think it just happened.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, all the civilians were fine. Maybe a kid or two in the soccer game over there got a skinned knee, but aside from that, nothing. No one's hurt. Are you all okay?
A little embarrassed and frustrated, but overall, not terrible.
I mean, you got struck by lightning twice, and you're standing up talking to us. I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
most people, that happens to them once and they're done for the day.
Yeah, no, the first time I absorbed it real well, for whatever reason. Probably I leaned into the light part of it, light, not electricity. And then the second time I was so confident that it just let it hit me, and then it's like one of those things where if you get hit in the stomach and you're flexing, it's one thing, but if you get hit and you're not, that's how you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if people die when they get hit in the stomach real hard. Is that a thing that happens?
If you get hit in the stomach hard enough, and
That's how Houdini died.
Like at the wrong angle.
Oh.
Houdini died that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone punched him in the gut and it ruptured an organ.
Ooh.
Yeah. He had this whole thing where he could like get punched and he was fine, but that's because he was like preparing for it, and
but he wasn't prepared.
I think he died in Michigan, I'm not gonna lie.
Weird.
It sounds right.
Don't get punched in Michigan.
I wrote a thing
go.
about it in like the 3rd grade, and I do remember that's how he died. But yeah.
Wow.
Weird.
Never get punched in Michigan.
I mean, yeah.
Like some college kid or something, right? Just
Yeah.
like slugged him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good, so
Yeah. I think that was amazing. Honestly, like there's a gajillion lightning strikes. Only a couple kids got skinned knees.
Yeah, I mean, could have been a lot worse.
All things considered, pretty decent encounter.
Yeah, I think living up to hopefully Paragal scrutiny, as we now know that we have that.
Right?
I've been thinking, like, do you really have to be Paragon?
Yeah, do you need that name?
I guess I don't have to be, but I feel like the trigger's been pulled. Can't, like, put the bullet back in the chamber, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I do like the idea of it, and she's not here all the time, so...
Well, don't you think people are gonna get, like, weird? You're gonna get, like, a bunch of interviews and stuff. Like, people are gonna be like, you're the new Paragon.
People take over superhero mantles all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
And...
Like, the Golden Duke.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I miss him. I miss Flint, too. My love life is a mess.
I'm just saying, like, Paragon died, and like she's his family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't agree with how she's treating you. You didn't really have a choice in the matter, but like, I get where she's coming from.
And I do have a choice, and I get it. I did have a choice over using the name and wearing the costume.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that her anger at me isn't 100% unfounded. I will say that.
I think it's something to consider. I don't know. If you want an easy fix, could be there.
Yeah. But it's probably better to like.
I mean, I'm gonna look exactly like him. Everyone's gonna know I'm a Paragon clone of some kind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like I said, hindsight's 2020 on this, but I think it's damage already done.
Yeah, I mean, you lived most of your life pretending to not be Chrysalis, and obviously were Chrysalis, and nobody really questioned it. So, you know, living out in the open and like being, this is who I am. It's probably pretty freeing, right?
I mean, I still have the secret identity, but
Yeah.
as I just say, we're in the park. My eyes are glowing so bright, like you can't see my face.
You are met with Corvid's glowing eyes as well. Just the deep green. The two, everyone else is like, yeah, guys, can we like...
Yeah, Fragment's mask has activated the like transition lenses.
Anyways,
Incredible.
should we get out of here? I feel like we have to file a report now. There goes
Yeah,
the rest of your
probably.
day.
They're gonna want to
And we should
know.
go around and check on people and make sure everything's okay while we wait for the paladin to show up, probably.
Yeah, as you are having this conversation, you see that like emergency response vehicles have pulled up, and like, you know, there are a couple parents who have brought their children with the skin knees over to the ambulances, but that seems to be the worst of the injuries.
Yeah.
There are a couple other services around, and you know, this hasn't brought out. If you inquired, you would find out that like, oh, they were sending, you know, some knights to deal with it. But upon hearing that the situation was resolved, you know, no more supers have been dispatched, and instead you can make your report to the civilian part of the paladins who arrive.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll like fly over and check on the kids or whatever until the cops show up, and then tell them what's going on.
And the kids, and I mean even the parents to an extent, are a little awestruck because like, wait, Paragon? I'm not the same one, but yeah, new in town. How's it going? I saw you fighting the big bird. It was I mean, it was scary, but it was cool.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys are okay. I'm gonna kind of point out Fragment and be like, yeah, she was the one that did the big stained glass thing that bound,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it was pretty, and I saw the bird go bonk off it, and it like flew back, and then you punched it apart from the inside.
I mean, not so much me. That was a little bit more, and I'll point out Hemlock and be like, she chucked that tree at it over there.
Oh, that was a big tree. I like climbing on it. I don't know if I can climb on it anymore.
Yeah, we'll plan another one, huh? Maybe we should do that next weekend. We'll plant some trees or something.
Okay, yeah. I think we have another soccer game, but maybe at halftime we can plant a tree.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I'm glad you guys are okay, and I'll just kind of fly off.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I think unless there is something more specific people want to do, that's probably a good place to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got our end of session stuff, and before I forget, let's do Chloe's specific end of session things. Okay, at the end of every session, answer the question, did you make progress on defeating your nemesis? If the answer is yes, mark potential. If no, mark your doom track.
I don't know, you tell me, pal.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, I always struggle with the doomed on like coming down clearly on one side or the other of this. Because I mean, you fed it. It seems to be sated for now. Um so uh that could be you have certainly prolonged the inevitable. So I'm more inclined to say that's some yes, but if you want to make things more dramatic, we can say that you did not make any concrete progress.
I mean, I am happy to take that as I'm willing to take the W here. Because I know that it is very easy for me to advance my doom track otherwise.
Yep, because I mean, you've barely used any of your doom signs, which there was the conversation earlier. You have the infinite powers thing where you can mark your doom track to use an ability from another book.
Yep. I have a lot of abilities that could be very useful.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, so you get to mark potential for that. Okay, and then our start and end of session questions. At the end of every session, choose one. You grow closer to the team. You grow into your own image of yourself, or you grow away from the team. And also think about your stars and wishes, which you can do. Yeah, after you do which way you've grown, we'll do stars and wishes. So whenever anyone is ready, or I can start with the stars and wishes to give you all some time to think.
I can go.
Okay.
So I think Subrina grew closer to the team in general. Hard to say. Maybe Kevin, just because she, there was a moment when we were in that room and Paragirl was like stepping up and she's like, all right, I guess I'm gonna fight the biggest superhero in the world for Kevin. I'll do that if I have to. I don't want to, but I'll do it. So yeah.
All right. So you get to you give influence to Kevin, and Kevin, if you already have it, you get to shift her labels one up, one down.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm provoking a lot right now, just saying.
Yeah. I was seeing that. And so do I take down? You haven't seemed very mundane. I'm going to drop your mundane and up your superior.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. And then my star, I liked the story beat of having a one last day. I know, structure wise, getting Roz out of the picture is a thing, but doing it in a fun way and a collective way is nice. I'm really enjoying that. And going back to those beats of like homecoming queen, like, oh, can we both go for it and just see? Will it hurt one of us? Like that sort of thing. And then my wish going forward, Alex, one of them you know about, but my other wish is I think I want to do more like fights. I like the and working together in fights, like comboing sort of stuff. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can certainly make that happen. All right, very good. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. I'm gonna say that I've grown closer to the team this session. And I'm gonna give it to Kevin. For the exact same reason. Because as soon as Paragirls started talking shit, I was all like, all right, we're gonna fight her now. Just I'll like Hemlock, as it stands, has already started to like dislike authority, and seeing an authority figure talk down to her friend like is just a one-track way to like immediately like 180 her opinion on somebody. Just like, wait a second, that's my friend. You can't talk shit about him. So yes, there that Kevin is getting influence. And since you didn't have it before, I think it just means that you get the influence.
Yep.
So
that is yep. So now you have influence over Chloe again.
Enjoy.
Stars and wishes?
My star is I'm actually really enjoying Kevin's subplot. This is an interesting question, and having an antagonistic hero, even if it is just in social interactions, is very interesting to me. I'm really interested in seeing where Kevin's story goes. Particularly, like this also feeds into my wish, because I'm starting to recognize that Kevin and Chloe are like good foils for each other, in the sense that they are both going to be going through a question of identity and who they are, and like who they are to the people and who they are to themselves. And I can see them either like really supporting each other and being like each other's best friend in this, or like really butting heads over it, with each of their respective stories. And I'm really interested to see where that goes. So that's my wish, is to progress with that in mind.
All right, very good. I am also curious to see how that goes. David, you ready?
Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and grow closer to the team as well. It's always a hard one in this new thing with Paragon of grow closer to the team or grow into my own image of myself. But I think the team, especially the whole like, okay, yeah, I guess we'll all fight Paragon now. That's what's happening. So, yeah. And I do think the person who was most vocal about that was probably Subrina. So I think I'll give it to Subrina to mess with my labels. And I will the constant question of mark potential or get rid of one of my conditions. I'm going to mark potential as a motivator to use the team moves to get rid of a condition next
time. Because you're getting into your powers a little bit more, I'm gonna up your freak and put down your savior.
Yeah.
So that you can be more of a... I'll be the tank, you be the DPS.
Okay. Cool. And then stars and wishes, I think, oh man, it's a tough one. It was a good session. The star, I'm gonna go to just Alex on the way Paragal acted when we met her. It was such a good way of this person like trying to be like, I can't just effing beat up this kid that I hate. Like, I'm gonna be nice to everyone else, then mean to him last, keep breaking stuff. It was really good. And wish is I think my wish is to get back into the school stuff a little bit more for the RP. It's been fun, but I am itching to poke the bear on our potential superhero, our superpowered nemesis kids and stuff like that. But yeah.
All right. Very good. Then for me, my star is I think going to be the combat encounter, in part because I think that was like the worst y'all have ever rolled in an encounter. And so it was like, oh, like you all aren't just stomping a villain. And so getting to like continue to evolve the situation and seeing how you all responded to that, because there were a couple times where it seemed like you all were like, wait, this thing is like just wind. Like, how do I deal with the wind? And then seeing how you tried to respond to that was very fun. Um, and then my wish is also going to be about getting back into the school RP, because it's been a lot of sessions since we've really done any of the school stuff. Never mind, the actual time, but most of the recent sessions have been superhero stuff or like just the group. But so getting back to like, hey, you all have like social obligations and like you have secret identities for a reason, and so getting into some of that again will be fun, I think. But yeah, I believe that is going to do it for us tonight. Just very briefly, the next time the stream is scheduled to be live is Thursday for Elegant Creatures, our Monster of the Week game. The rest of our schedule is pinned to our social medias or here beneath our faces if you're here on Twitch. And yeah, so or anyone have things I would like to plug or promote? Then until next time, good games and good night, Internet.